Here she is.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 4 of Cuppa and a Natter with my very favourite housemate, Anna Toman. Here she is. How are you?
I'm alright, thanks, girl. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, not too bad. So yesterday was a big day. So, Anna Toman, happy 27th birthday, girl. I took it upon myself to have a belated celebration. So I bought myself my favourite carrot cake from Godfrey's Bakery around the corner. Got it. So I'll eat it on your behalf, but happy birthday.
Thanks very much, Emily. I've cracked into your brownies that you so kindly sent. They're actually right here. So thanks very much.
You are so kind. I thought it was the right thing to do, that I was going to buy myself a cake. So I thought, actually, because it was your birthday, you might as well join the celebrations as well. So who's the real winner of us?
You know the way to my heart, don't you?
I know the way to your heart. But so it is amazing. I'm so happy that you are my guest this evening. So for anyone that is unaware, obviously, I've had the pleasure of living with Anna for the last 3 years. And she's a bit of a big dog. So she's a Commonwealth Games and European bronze medalist. Since making her debut for England in 2017, she has only missed 1 international game since then. So she's got 78 caps. She's only missed 1 game. That is like ridiculous. She's an ever-present in our GB and England team. One of the first names on the team sheet, in my opinion. I think the girl will walk into any team in world hockey right now. And I'm not being biased. Ask anyone. So thank you so much for giving up your time. I think this is going to be brilliant.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for your kind words, Emily.
It's true. So I feel like we're letting everyone into a bit of what our lives are usually like at Wheatfield Close.
The Palace.
The main thing that everyone wants to find out when, you know, about a guest in Cuppa and Natter is how they would like their tea. Now, considering I live with you, I might as well take that upon myself now. So basically, Anna likes an English breakfast tea with a dash of milk, a heaped teaspoon of sugar, preferably in a medium-sized mug, preferably the one with Bailey's face on, which is Bailey is Anna's love dog. Something very similar to that mug. With an accompaniment of a Belvita biscuit if she has them in her cupboard. Is that correct?
I think that's spot on, actually. Yeah, I think you've made me a few teas in your time, so I think you know, don't you?
Perfect. Okay, so we'll pass that question on, but we'll change it up a bit. Okay, so I still want to keep with the 5 quick fire questions.
Right.
But these are going to be true or false. Okay.
Okay.
Are we good to go?
Good to go.
Okay, question number 1. Drinking several cups of tea is good for your health. Is that true or false?
True.
Correct. Question number 2. On average, British people consume more tea each day than coffee.
False.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, 2 from 2. Okay, question number 3. British people consume the most amount of tea in the world. Bonus. Oh, I won't give you the bonus point.
Well, I'm going to go false if there's a bonus point. If I can guess who it is.
That was literally my best question.
You gave it away.
Bonus point. Bonus point if you tell me who. You won't get it.
The Chinese.
Nah, Turkey.
What?
I promise, I've done my research.
That famous Turkish tea.
Yeah, who knew?
Who knew?
Okay, question number 4. Twinings is the best-selling brand in the UK. True or false?
False.
It's true.
Oh, no.
Oh, I love Twinings.
No.
Well, I obviously have the taste along with the majority of the UK because it's the best
Wow.
selling.
Following the crowd, Emily.
Or that, I'm a sheep. Right, question number 5. You'll like this one. Jaffa cakes have been voted the most popular biscuit in the UK. True or false?
False.
Bonus point if you can tell me what it is.
Chocolate digestive.
No!
Yeah? Question, is Jaffa cake classed as a biscuit or a cake?
Well, it was on the list. It scored 4th. So Hannah Martin will be pleased. Her favourite Jaffa cakes are up on the list. But yeah, you're right. Chocolate digestive, number 1.
We're a simple bunch.
Brilliant from you. Okay, well that was quite fun. Your knowledge of tea is actually quite good.
Thanks. I've done my research.
And you know now that Turkey are famous for their tea drinking. So everyone wins.
We all know now. Who'd have known?
Okay, so moving on. I've obviously warned you, as all of my guests, that I ask 3 questions, okay? So are you ready to crack on with the first question? So this question was given by my guest on Monday's Cup and Natter, badminton legend Gail Ems. Okay, so we were talking about lockdown. She was giving us a few tips, especially through homeschooling her 2 children right now. She was saying, obviously, we've got a bit more time on our hands at the moment. And it's a perfect time for catching up on TV and watching films. Now, as the biggest film lover I know, Anna Toman, I feel like this question could be simple for you. But what Gail Ems wants to know is, what is your favourite film and why?
Okay, so I've got a couple, but I'm going to go for my most feel-good one, and that is the Lion King.
Oh.
It's just great. Well, it's Disney for starters, and I love animals, and they talk, and there's just great songs. So, love it.
I mean, if you were to give a rough estimate of how many times you probably watched Lion King in your life, are we saying figures here?
Oh, easily. Like, I can recite the whole film. Like, it's not enjoyable to sit beside me and watch it because I either just sing all the songs or I just recite everything. So a fair few times, yeah.
Wow.
Never get bored.
I'm not going to lie, that's not going to be on our watch list when we get back out lockdown. 1, I don't want you to ruin Lion King for me, and 2, you are not allowed to sing anywhere near me. So that's a no-no, sorry.
Why not?
No.
No.
Okay, to be fair, I think that's a good enough choice of film. I feel like everyone might appreciate that because who doesn't love The Lion King, right?
I mean, yeah. I judge those people that don't.
Well, yeah, definitely not us. Okay, so moving on to question 2. Okay, so you grew up in Duffield, Derby. Your mum, lovely mum, Janice, was a key hockey player herself. So I suppose your hockey love was always going to be inevitable through her playing herself. So you began your hockey journey at Belper Hockey Club. And speaking as an outsider, I feel like Belper's not necessarily a normal hockey club, okay? So they've got yourself, they've got Holly Pern-Webb, Leah Wilkinson, Sabby Hesh, Catherine Lane, Joey Lee, all of you products of the Belper Junior section, okay? So I kind of want to know what their secret is with such an illustrious list of present and past GB internationals. So my question to you is kind of, what do you think was the influence that they've had so early on in your hockey career in, you know, making your way through all of the system and becoming an international hockey player now?
So firstly, I was lucky enough to have lots of other players around me, both older and younger, that were obviously very talented hockey players. But probably the biggest thing was a coach that we had called Tim Barlow, who took a lot of us under his wing from a very young age. And he created these sessions that we all went to as juniors before we would then do the senior training. And it was all about honing in your core skills, quite simple stuff. But because he got us all at quite a young age, we started practicing these. We were playing together, and then we then got introduced to the ladies' first team. So a lot of credit to him. I don't think I'd be the player I am today without his help. And I don't, if I speak on behalf of a lot of the other girls, I don't think they would either. So we struggled with him at times because he was a right perfectionist. And I mean, I think we were doing video sessions from the age of 14, 15, 16, which back then I don't think a lot of other teams were doing. But it worked, I think. I'm not sure how many national titles, but it was a lot between all age groups, outdoor and indoor. So yeah, I've really got a lot to owe to him and the club for my career.
I think that, well, you hit the nail on the head in the fact that all of you that have graduated from the Belper Junior system, technically you are incredible hockey players. And do you think it was, you know, the coach's outlook on being a perfectionist, even at that early stage, that's kind of been a blessing in disguise, like in your journey now?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think obviously it's amazing to have all these flary skills that a lot of juniors want these days, but I think if you don't have the fundamental core skills, you're not going to be a successful hockey player. And that's kind of what I live by. If you just practice and practice and practice just the simple skills, then you can then build on that and develop all these flary 3D skills, which I haven't quite got there with. But to have the core skills, I think, is the most important thing. And it certainly has been for me growing up and then going into my international career.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, your consistency of those core skills like speaks volumes even now. So I mean, hats off to Belper Hockey Club. Cheers to you guys for such a a cracking bunch of players from them. But I guess your hockey has always been a big passion, and especially, you know, your involvement within the club system. You're obviously now playing your club hockey for Wimbledon, and you know, you're good news on Tuesday when England Hockey announced that you guys are being promoted for the first time in the women's history next year. So that's very exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you buzzing?
I'm so happy. I've been at Wimbledon for 3 years now, and I absolutely love it there. But we've obviously been wanting to get up into the Prem for quite some years now, and we have had the most unbelievable season. We're unbeaten indoor and outdoor. And obviously we were really looking forward to playing in the playoffs and hopefully getting up into Prem that way. But obviously things have happened. But I am so thankful that England Hockey made the decision that they did, because I truly believe that being in Prem, I think, will help the league add a bit more competition. And there's been a lot of people involved. So I cannot wait to play in Prem with Wimbledon next year.
I mean, again, speaking on from an outsider's point of view, I think it's been a bit of a long time coming for you guys, but I honestly, truly think that you will make our league 10 times better and actually will be a force straight away. So we're excited to have you. So congratulations to you and the Wimbledon girls. But going back a few years, in 2016, you spent 6 months playing West Side Wolves in Perth, Australia. Now this is quite a bold move, isn't it? Like traveling across the other side of the world, playing in a different league that has a different playing style compared to what we're used to back in the UK. And I guess I want to know, like, what kind of made you want to go and test yourself and play abroad? And also with this, do you think that exposure that you had in that 6 months with West Side Wolves has actually helped you to adapt to the different playing styles of countries within the international game?
Yeah, so to begin with, it was quite a tricky decision to make because I was in the GB development program. So I had tried a couple of times to get into seniors, realised myself it wasn't my time. But then I thought to myself, if I leave the country and go play elsewhere, will I get invited back for trials after Rio 2016? So it was quite a big decision for me to make, but it was something I really wanted to do. I wanted to travel, and then I wanted to go and play hockey elsewhere. And I wanted to go play hockey in Australia because back then attacking hockey I wasn't very good at it. I was a very defensive player. I did play, funny enough, midfield, but I wasn't very confident going forward, and I knew the style of hockey in Australia was very fast paced going forward. And obviously it's a very pretty place to go and play in. So I kind of weighed up all the options and spoke to my development coach at the end, and he was very keen for me to go and do it. So I was very grateful for that, and I was so glad I went out and played there. It was quite a different experience. It was quite relaxed in terms of training. Access to pitch is quite a lot harder in Perth because there's so many teams in a close space, so you'd often only be able to train for an hour. But then sometimes that worked out quite well because you would be training intensely for that hour. And I really think it helped my game. Like I said, I think I came back a more attacking player. And I also really liked playing with more intensity, which I don't think I was that confident to do to begin with. So then it worked out really well. I got an email whilst I was out there to come back to trials for GB. So thankfully when I came back, I was fresh off the hockey pitch and I was fit, so bar a bit of jet lag, but it was one of the best decisions I made. It's a beautiful place, Perth, as well, so I had a great experience on and off the pitch.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I suppose you could say that it was kind of like a blessing in disguise, having that time to get that exposure, and as you said, it kind of developed you even more into the player that you are now on the international scene. So for people that are unaware, you play in the right half position, and actually you can bomb on and be as attacking as you want in that right half position, obviously with your defensive responsibilities, but that is a huge strength of your game. And actually, do you think that obviously with the exposure you had in Australia, that has allowed you to, make that position your own, but also one of your biggest strengths?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's where my coach at Wolves played me. So I think that's where I developed quite a lot of that attacking right half play. I played it a little bit when I was younger, under 16s for England, but I never played it the same way as that I do now. And he gave me a real license to attack up the pitch, and I almost became kind of like a right mid or a very high right half. So that's where I really developed my skills, but also developed the love of actually playing that position. Because beforehand I wasn't really interested. I played more in the centre of the pitch or in the midfield. But I've realised that, it kind of suits my game. So I was really thankful to, gain those skills out there.
So, well, I think it's fair to say that you've turned out to be, in my opinion, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of loads of people when I say you're one of the best players in the world in your position, and actually, maybe Westside Wolves has a bit of a thank you for that, to making that your position. But no, it's really interesting. And the opportunity that you obviously had in going to play abroad, not many people would actually, have the confidence to take that upon themselves and make that decision to go and play on the other side of the world. But it sounds like a positive experience nevertheless, so good on you, girl.
Thanks.
Are you ready for some more questions? Not from me this time. Social media.
Okay, fire away.
There's some crackers. Okay, right. So my stopwatch for, okay? So my first question comes from Polly on Instagram. Polly also goes by the name of Bean.
Oh, okay.
She likes to play, apparently, rumour has it. Okay, so Polly on Instagram would like to know, in 10 seconds, how many words can you rhyme with Toman? Go, 10 seconds.
Roman, snowman, lowman, bowman, doman, coman. I mean, these aren't words. Zoman.
Fair,
I mean, I just made up my own words.
I mean, You might have to get out our dictionary later to see if any of those words are actually words. But
probably not.
I quite like the question, so cheers to you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. Okay, second question coming in from John T. James on Twitter. So he wants to know, who is the worst singer on the GB team?
I would have to go with, like, I mean, she puts in a lot into it, so I'm not going to take that away from her. And I do enjoy listening to her, but I think it's going to have to be Sarah Robertson.
I don't think she's going to take that well at all.
I mean, I don't think she is, and I don't ever want her to stop singing because she's very entertaining, but the girl's tone deaf.
I mean, do you think, I do apologise to any of the Scottish contingents that are watching this, but do you think that it might be the strong Scottish accent that's held against her?
I mean, there's surely a lot of good Scottish singers out there, though. I'm not sure we can blame it on that.
Most of the time, I can't understand what she's singing.
I mean, she makes up with it with her dance moves, though, so...
She's a very entertaining character to give it to her, whether she can sing or not, so...
Well, that's all we want.
Okay. All right, so Sarah Robertson, there you go. You heard it here first, John T. James. Okay, so Peter on Instagram, okay, it's another music related. Before games, you often seen with headphones on. What do you normally listen to on your iPod?
So I don't really listen. I've got a playlist that's like my pre-match playlist, but it's quite long, so I don't like listening to the same songs over and over again. So they're mostly, it's a mixture of genres, but they're all upbeat, just to get me a bit fired up. But I don't really like listening to the same ones over and over again, so I'll just put it on shuffle and I'll just let it play out. So it can sometimes be quite dangerous because shuffle can be, but I like just to let them play out. So it's a variety of different things. It's quite a big playlist.
See, I think that's completely the opposite answer to what Alex Danson-Bennett gave us last week when she admitted that she listens to the same song throughout a tournament. I don't understand that. I'm not going to lie.
No, I would not. I mean, I dread to know what songs they were that she was listening to, going from some of the songs that she listens to. But no, that's not for me. It's just a variety of different ones.
I mean, it is. I do think that is a bit of a gamble, though, because if you have your playlist on shuffle, surely you do have your favourite songs on that playlist. So what happens? Last song coming off of the bus when you get to the ground and you need a big banger, and then, you know, The Sound of Music comes on or something random like that. What then?
Yeah, but they've all been carefully selected for the playlist. I've not got Sound of Music on. But yeah, sometimes, yeah, I like to have one good last song. So sometimes I'll start skipping through. But when you're at a tournament, or even if we're going to training or quite a lot of pro league games, you can get through quite a lot of the songs. So most of the time I make through most of them.
Okay, well, maybe you can, you know, share a playlist with everyone so we get what you're going on about, because you're saying that you don't listen to Sound of Music, but how do we know that, I guess?
Little do you know.
Okay, so another one from Will on Instagram. Okay, so Will wants to know, how does it feel to be described as a goal machine on the GB Hockey social media page?
I mean, I think it's a bit of an exaggeration.
Right.
I mean, I think before those few goals, I'd scored more own goals than I had goals in the correct net. So there was only going to be an improvement. I mean, it's great. It's nice to get a few goals to your name, because I was going through a serious drought. I would never describe myself as a goal machine whatsoever. So, yeah, it's a bit weird seeing that, to be honest.
I'm not lying. I see you as a goal machine.
Do you?
You're popping in the goals left, right, and centre. What was it? Your last 4 goals have all come in your last 8 appearances.
Yeah, but
I
if you
think.
then work it out compared to how many caps I've got, it's not that great. They've all just come at once.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong person. Here I am. I play a little bit further in front of you, and I've only got the total 1. So you take 4 out of 8 any day.
You're setting everyone else up, Em.
To be fair,
We like
to you
an
as well,
assist.
I would give it to you. So not only are you described as a goal machine these days, your goal celebration is okay. It is so photogenic. I don't understand how you make scoring a goal so photogenic. How? How do you do it?
I mean, I'm not sure my mouth could get any wider, and I always just laugh at it because the girls in the team, as you'll know, probably take the mick out of me a little bit for how skinny my arms are, and it's almost like in the photos I'm trying to like tense my biceps to like get a good photo of them.
I mean, the secret is out there, guys. Anna Toman, bless her, she's only got small arms, but the reason why she scores goals these days is to prove she's got some bicep in there.
And then I pay the photographers to like superimpose them.
I'd pay the photographer to let me score, you know, let alone the celebration girl, but you do you. No, interesting. Okay. I'm sure he'll be happy that you're not too much of a fan of his descriptions of goal machine, but I think very, very just. But anyway, okay, so believe it or not, I mean, I knew this was going to happen. The 30 minutes is flown by. My cup's empty. So I've got one final ask of you, if that's all right. So now I'm going to give you all the power, okay? So I want you to give me the first question that I ask my guest on Monday's Cuppa and a Natter. Anything.
Okay. So I've been having a little bit of a think, because obviously I've watched every single episode so far. And I want them to tell us if they could be in lockdown with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be?
That is so good. I'm not sure. I would struggle with that question.
I know. It's hard, isn't it?
Surely you've had some thought. Who would yours be?
So I've got 2.
Go on.
Mine would be David Attenborough.
I could have told you that was going to be your first one.
A legend, can talk about animals all day. And then my second one would be Graham Norton, because he's hilarious and he's really good at interviewing. So then I could just sit there and just listen to him interviewing David Attenborough.
But after this Cuppa and a Natter, Graham Norton's going to want to interview you, girl.
And maybe Emily DeFrance, so then she can help out. And
I'm gonna lie, when you said you've only chosen 2, I was kind of thinking if you don't add me to that guest list, I'm gonna be furious right now.
Well, you're my 3rd. There we go. That's my 3.
David Attenborough, Graham Norton, Emily DeFrance. What do you want, right?
Great. Stay in lockdown forever. No, I'm joking. Don't stay in lockdown forever. No.
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I'm intrigued of what my next guest is going to say, because I think that's a very good question. I'm not going to lie, that was one of the questions that I was going to ask you, but I thought that I'd actually know who you'd want to be in lockdown with. So I thought, well, there's no point in that. I back David Beckham being in that 3, to be honest with you.
You can only have one David, and David Attenborough is like the legend in my eyes.
See, this is why we work so well, like why we're good housemates, because you go for the David Attenborough and I'll go for the David Beckham, no problem. Easy.
I'll go for the animal stories, you go for the eye candy.
Okay, all right, so thank you. That's a good question. I look forward to it. So my next guest will be revealed on Sunday at 5 p.m. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Anna Toman. You absolute legend. I miss you lots. But
Yes.
thank you for your birth. Cheers. And you stay safe, and everyone else, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it. Keep that kettle boiled, keep nattering using hashtag Cuppa and a Natter, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday, same time, same place. Thank you so much, Annie. Lots of love.
Bye bye.
Bye.